my calling, you know, like because I've done other stuff before, football and all of that. I tried to play football in school and do other sports, but nothing grabbed me like boxing. You know, there was some legal problems with my uncle after the Okoli fight. Even coming to Eastside Gym, the reason why we chose Eastside Gym, it's not pretty. Like people going, you're hitting the bag and there's blood on the floor. You spit on the floor. It's spit and sawdust. It's gritty. You know, I used to listen to a man called Inky Johnson, and his famous quote, and he stuck with me, is, "Can you be addicted to the process without being emotionally attached by the results?"
Right, here we are in Birmingham East Side Boxing Club with, I'm going to say, the soon to be
Trust me.
new champion Isaac Chamberlain. Isaac, welcome to October Red Boxing, a first time guest, but I've been
Thank you.
watching you for a while. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good. Just finished my one second to last session before we go to Bournemouth. So yeah, I feel good. Mentally, I feel locked in. I'm just focused. It's different now, you know.
Talk to me about that different. You're saying that it's different now. What makes it different?
Um, Everything to gain. You know, I got. I'm not just doing it for myself now. I'm doing it for my son. You know, my little family, and I just have much bigger drive now. You know, before, and I've been at this stage before. I've headlined many times before, and now it's just like I kind of know what to expect. I know what I need to do, and chasing that challenge, and that's what I'm looking for.
You know what it is with you? It's like you said, you've headlined shows before. Some would kind of argue maybe it was a bit too early. You're a fighter that's been through what I would describe from watching from the outside as a fan, a bit of a roller coaster.
Big time. Yeah.
You started in 2015. I think you were, how old? You 28. You were
Yeah,
young. What?
19,
Yeah.
20.
So a young fighter. I spotted you first when you used to train with Angel Fernandez, who now trains Richard Riakpo, who you know, and obviously Anthony Joshua. And I thought, okay, let's have a look at this kid. Let's see what he's about. And obviously the fight that you had with Lawrence Okoli didn't go your way. But a lot's happened, and I want our viewers to get to know Isaac Chamberlain before you go in for this fight, a really important fight that's got two titles. And it's kind of like maybe a bit of a redemption for everything that you've been through. So talk to me a little bit about yourself and what has brought you to today. Go back to basics. We're going back to the start.
Uh, well, when I started boxing, or yeah,
Wherever you feel comfortable, this is all about you.
yeah, started boxing at 11. My mom brought me to the boxing gym, to McGill's boxing gym, because you know, when I was growing up, there was a lot of gang violence, and my cousin, he was heavily involved in gangs. You know, he got stabbed in the heart as soon as he passed his GCSEs, and he passed. So obviously, it was a very sad time for my family, and my mom didn't want me to go down that route. So she brought me to the boxing gym. She said, "Please do something with my son. I don't know what to do. He's always misbehaving, blah, 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 blah." And literally, as soon as I got into the gym, I see two guys over 50 punching each other and not getting in trouble. And I was like, this is crazy. The smell of the gloves, the sweaty gym walls, I just fell in love with it straight away, you know, and I just literally never looked back, you know, no matter what was happening. And obviously at that time we was you know, we never had the best clothes or any money really, but I used to just sweep the gym in Miguel's for to get a fiver, and use that fiver for like for to get dinner, literally. And I would repeat my day and get my free school meals and go to the gym. And literally, I was just living my life like that for a long time. You know, then I started winning amateur titles and stuff, and I ain't looked back since.
You know, like, it's something that's relatable. Um, One of the guys says Birmingham's a bit rough, to put it politely. We come from areas that maybe aren't the best. And then there's some of us that have parents that are like, you need to do something. I don't want you on the streets. The boxing gym was the one for you. But it took that kind of like messed up situation that happened with your cousin. How close were you to your cousin?
We were close. Like he used to come around and stuff. He used to come around, but obviously he lived very far. Do you know what I mean? But he used to always come around and we would mess about and stuff. Like we were pretty close. Obviously at that time I was very young as well. You know, so I didn't really understand the level of what actually happened. Do you know what I mean? So crazy, man. Life is so precious. Do you know what I mean? But it's crazy.
But making that decision, because you could have gone into the boxing gym and thought, you know what, this ain't for me. Because
No, but I
people can
think it
fight.
was yeah. I think it was my calling. You know, like because I've done other stuff before, football and all of that. I tried to play football in school and do other sports, but nothing grabbed me like boxing. Nothing grabbed me like boxing. You know, and just fell in love with it. It was just different, something different about boxing that you have to challenge yourself. It gives a voice to those that don't have any voice. You know, because before boxing, I kind of had low self-esteem. I was very shy, but then boxing gave me confidence. You know, it allowed me to express myself.
And express yourself in a comfortable way where sort of like there's no holes barred. Fair enough, you can't use your feet and kickboxing, but you can really express yourself. Boxing's like an art,
Yeah.
and I can understand, I watch it a lot, why it's kind of like addictive. But coming from your point of view, what makes it addictive to you?
So now it just means so much to me. It means so much to me. I can't even put it into words. Honestly, like it's just part of my life now. You know, I think like even like to be motivated and inspired to train and stuff. I think I've gone way past that. It's just consistency for me now. It's just a habit now, and that's how I think.
Trust me, there's worse habits that you can have. But when you say you can't put it into words, I don't know. There's like a magic that surrounds it. It's a good thing for discipline. Quite to show a lot of discipline, like you said. It's routine for you now. You don't know nothing else. But you haven't had an easy road. Your career has been stop start. I'm one of these that did follow you from the beginning, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, what is he doing? Where is he? Why is he not fighting? And as a boxing fan, we get frustrated and it's like, what's he on? Talk to us a little bit about the stop starts that you had in your career and how now we seem to be like closing that gap, and you're going to have that continuity where you are out here regularly. What happened with the stop start?
There was some legal problems with my uncle after the Okoli fight. Can't really go into detail about that.
I'm sure I've seen a video somewhere saying
Yeah,
that he
yeah.
ripped you off or some madness.
So yeah, some craziness. Yeah, and
Family
you know,
first, yeah?
bro. Then I went to nice trip. And then I went to America, and I went to America to kind of really find myself. You know, went to Miami and to obviously try and get a contract out there, but America is just as bad,
Serious?
even worse. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are obviously certain things I can't even say names or whatever, but it was I'm really grateful for even going out to America to really go out my comfort zone, and that's what I think that's the main thing that changed me as a fighter. You know, because of the things that I went through over there. You know, and what I had to endure in training there. I sacrificed Christmas, New Year's, my birthday out there working hard on my own. You know, I literally went there on my own, and it was it was it changed me. I came back. So now I definitely believe my honestly my mentality right now is it's time for me to take everything. You know, it's time for me to take everything, and when beat all these guys, you know, and become world champion, I'll tell them to stay strong the way I did during those times.
I
So,
like that.
because I know I can get through anything, and that's honestly my mentality. I got through this training camp, and it was one of the hardest training camps I've done. You know, so
Put that into perspective. What make this? Is it because of what's on the line, or have you just literally, I don't know,
no,
flipped the switch?
we've just pushed myself. You know, there was times where I didn't even want to get out of bed, but I had to. Like, there's no like, oh, I have to do it. This is not like a fun camp. You know what I mean? I'm here to get to work. You know, Birmingham, it's a great place. Well, It's not easy
It's
being
not
here.
home.
Yeah, it's not home. It's not easy being here. Even coming to Eastside Gym, the reason why we chose Eastside Gym, it's not pretty. Like people going, you're hitting the bag and there's blood on the floor. You spit on the floor. It's spit and sawdust. It's gritty, and it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to. You're not supposed to like it. It's supposed to be hard, but you know, we're getting used to being in uncomfortable situation and in situations because we're going all the way to Bournemouth in their hometown. He's the champion, taking his belt from him, and that's the mentality that we have.
Someone that's not afraid to step out of their comfort zone, like you said earlier on in your career. You thought, you know what, I'm going to try out the States. I'm going to put myself somewhere where I don't know. I'm going to see what I'm capable of. You've sparred with the likes of, I think, what, Deontay Wilder. How old was you when you sparred him?
19 years old.
And how was that?
Amazing, an amazing experience. Deontay's an amazing character, man. He's a great
Is
guy.
he?
Yeah, he's actually really nice.
Compared
Really
to
nice
how
guy.
he is on camera,
Yeah,
what is he actually like?
he's actually really cool. Really cool. After we would go spar and stuff, we'll go out as a team to dinner and stuff. Eat together and it's like everyone in Alabama down south, everyone's really friendly. It's great times.
And who else have you had experience sparring as well while you were
Uh,
abroad?
Abroad, I went to Usyk's camp twice in Ukraine.
How was that?
Yeah, great box. Usyk is a master boxer. Master boxer. He's very, very good at what he does. You know, and who else? Mike Perez, Matthias Masternak, um, Dylan White, Anthony Joshua, um, a lot of guys.
So you're quite experienced when it comes to sparring and
So,
having those
go, yeah,
professionals around you
yeah.
that obviously can put you in good stead for different styles of fighting and expertise level as well, elite level to where you were coming in at your career start.
Mm.
What is it then that makes you push yourself out your comfort zone all the time? Because, yeah, fair enough, you had some ups and downs when you were at home. You went over to America, you came back, you went over to Ukraine, and now you find yourself in Birmingham. What is it with you that you're kind of like comfortable with being uncomfortable?
I think that's just the only way to become successful. You got to step out your comfort zone all the time. You can't just be comfortable and be used to where you're at, and that's how you never evolve. I'm always trying to look to evolve as an athlete and as a human being, as a father, everything. I'm always trying to go to that next level, and I believe that you never, as you get older, you never stop chasing. You can never be idle. Always chasing something, chasing something. It's like an obsession, and that's just my mentality.
And you talk about chasing that, it's like you're always striving for, I don't know, almost perfection in what you're doing. Yeah.
100%.
But then how do you cope then mentally when you've got this, like these issues that come up? And the reason why I ask these questions is sometimes us as boxing fans, we're sat on our settee, we're watching you. We don't watch your camp. We watch you when you get in the ring and fight. And we're expecting this all singing, all dancing in this perfect performance. But we don't know what's going on outside, the things that are in your head as you're walking up, got down them steps, down the ramp, and climbing through those ropes. How did you cope with all of those different issues that you had that started your career?
Um, I used to listen to a man called Inky Johnson, and his famous quote, and he stuck with me, is, "Can you be addicted to the process without being emotionally attached by the results? So if you don't get what you want, can you still be that same guy? Can you still have that same hunger?" And I just took every day as it comes, and literally the days add up. The days add up. So no matter what happened, I would be let down by guys in America and everything, and let down and more letdowns and stuff. But I would never lose my way because it was a way to strengthen my character. So if they say no, or if something happens, okay, I will get back. That's why I train so hard now, because I know what it's like to not have any of that. I know what it's like to be like, to not get in the ring and not be able to prepare for something that you've been striving for. I know what it's like, and that's why, you know, I'll get out of bed anyway, regardless of how I feel, because I know what it's like to not have it.
And when enlighten us then, you as a professional athlete, uh, shoulder injury, prime example, you've got to sit back, you've got to recover. You're seeing people maybe that you went to the gym with, they've pushed on, they're further along in their career. How does that make you feel as a fighter?
Um,
And I'm not talking about hating, I'm not on about
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I'm talking about your personal feelings. How does it make you feel? Not towards them, but towards the situation.
yeah. Do you know what's crazy? I never watch anyone else. I never watch them. I'm always focused on what my team and what my team is doing. Even like with Chris William Smith and what he's doing, I'm not focused on whatever they have. You know, they can focus on, oh yeah, maybe Isaac's different or he hasn't had the rounds or whatever. But see me, I focus on what I can control, you know, and everything else I leave it to God.
And that's a good way of looking at it. And I'm glad you've touched on that because I watched the Sky Sports conversation where you were on it, the pair of you were on it. And he was kind of like looking over you. He's thinking about his career later on, what he intends to do after he wins, which is ambitious. I get it. But then when the question was asked of you, you was like, I can't see anybody else but him.
100%.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, you have to take one step at a time. Same way I was when I was in Miami, I was taking one step at a time, knowing that my time will come again. I can't keep looking so far because I'll keep getting let down.